Oh, hey, Polly, come and take a look at the map.
Say, Dad, somebody told me today.
Hi, Dan. Did you say map? Well, good. Now we can find out how to get out into the country for our new home. Real country.
Real country, eh, Polly?
Mm-hmm.
You want woods and hills and a lake.
Yeah.
Jack wants a golf course, Mother wants good shopping centers, and I want good highways into the city. It may not be easy to satisfy everybody, but we can try with these maps.
Well, sure.
After supper, how about it, huh?
Well, let's think a minute. What is a map, after all? We might say a map is a miniature picture of some large area, telling us many things. Along the edges is a grid to help us locate certain places. Special places on the map are marked with symbols. Down here in the legends, we find the explanation of these symbols. And by looking at the scale, we can measure distances on the map. In this way, a map presents a condensed, selective picture of an area. For example, look at this part of the map. If you were to stand there and look north, this is what you would see. You can't tell much from this point of view, can you? Well then, let's go up in the air. Now we can see a bit more. When we go higher, we can see better, more streets and railroads. But there's almost too much to look at, and nothing can be identified by name or number. If you could see a miniature picture of this, and if you could identify important things, you'd never get lost, would you? Well, that's what a map does for you. It gives you a straight-down view of only the important details, with lettering and a legend, a grid and a scale. To learn about those things, let's sit in with the Smiths after supper.
Well, Mother, let's see what we can find here.
Well, let me find myself first. Now, let's see. Where are we now? Oh, there's the lakefront, and there's the park. Oh, we're not far from there.
And there's Foster Avenue.
Oh, yes. And this block would be the one with the school. And about here's our apartment. Well, what do these dots mean?
Well, let's look over here. Now, the legend of a map explains the symbols it uses.
Legend. Oh, motor coach route. Well, that must be the bus line then. Well, let's see. I want to find a town, Highland Park. Do you suppose it's here?
No. Let's look on this map that shows all the suburbs. Now, here's the lake, and here's the park, and here's where we are on this map. Now, to find Highland Park, let's look up in the index. Highland Park, let's see. There we are, H3. Now, that will show you where to find it on the map.
Oh, like this? There's H, and there's 3. So where they meet is Highland Park,
Right.
near the lake and just above the county line. So that's where it is. I've heard there's a good shopping center there.
Shopping center? Say, I've got a special map for that.
Say, Dad, I found a honey of a golf course. It's only 1 mile from a superhighway to the city.
Well, it's worth looking into, Jack, but I'll bet there isn't much in the way of shopping around there. Where is that special map?
What is a special map? Let's say it is a map which selects a single kind of item to show. For example, different kinds of hospitals in this area, the railroad terminals and yards of this area, the water mains and sewers. Each map tells us one special thing we want to know.
Here we are, Mother. You see, there are special symbols here to show the trade area centers and the sub-centers.
Why, that's just what I want, isn't it? Here's Highland Park, just above the county line. And it is a shopping center. But then so are some other places. Here and here. Look, Polly, we found some good-sized suburbs we should investigate.
I found some lovely country with lots of hills.
A map. It shows, for example, that this is fairly level, gently sloping territory. And here, there are steeper slopes, hills, and ravines. How do we know this? How do we read a contour map? Suppose you wanted to make a map of this area. Right in the middle is a hill, represented by this cone. If you look straight down on the area, it's hard to see the hill, and impossible to guess how high it is. So, let's mark the height of different places. We can draw a line around the hill at the height of 10 feet above the main level. And another line 10 feet above that. Another line 10 feet higher. Lines at 10-foot intervals. Now see our hill as it might look on a contour map. Of course, most hills are more irregular. Here's a hill, for example, that has one fairly steep side and one sloping side. As shown on a contour map, the closely spaced lines indicate a steep slope. The widely spaced lines indicate a more gentle slope. See? And when we represent hills on a flat surface with lines, we might find something like this. Can you see other hills on the map? And do you see why lines like this usually represent a ravine? Polly does. She knows how to read a contour map. Now, what have the different maps told the Smith family?
Now, I am easy to please. Good transportation is all I want. Here, or here, or here.
And all I want is a shopping center, and a good one. Here, or here. Here, or here.
I just want beautiful country here or here.
I found 3 places that are good for recreation. Here, here, and here.
Well, look, we've all chosen Highland Park.
So, by knowing how to read their maps, the Smiths found a likely area for their house hunting. Of course, there's still the matter of going there to look around and of using maps to find the way. Maps show distance, and they show direction. Maps present condensed pictures of areas, picking out certain elements and showing them in symbols. And if you read maps well, you can use them for many purposes. Let's see what the Smith family found through their use of maps.